These are very dangerous times, ladies and gentlemen. Most of you, I don't have to tell that. And those that don't understand and embrace the Obama regime and all of his measures as being okay, if required, are traitors, because you're supporting somebody who usurps the Constitution at any given moment, has written close to 1,000 or more than 1,000 executive orders, which are, again, going to war without Congress approval, drone strikes, killing Americans, national defense authorizations to lock up Americans indefinitely, indefinite detention. Holder not obeying any, he's in contempt, he don't go there. Obama, Biden, all of them calling for a new world order. This is all treason. It's destroying the sovereignty of our nation. Now we have, of course, because of all the overregulation, you have Monsanto controlling the food supply, and all their people are in bed with the FDA. Michael R. Taylor, head of the FDA, it's unbelievable, but true, that this is what's going on. We have this corporatism. It's their kings, King Obama and Queen Michelle went to China, and nobody even could see what she did there. She had no press coverage, and she's saying how bad it is that they don't have free speech in China. It's outrageous. It's outrageous. It's either psychotic and sociopathic, like they don't realize that they're hypocrites, or it's intentional hypocrisy to deceive the American people, to deceive us to believe, oh yes, you're gonna keep your own doctor. You're gonna, your insurance premium is not gonna go up. Meanwhile, talking about going up, gasoline prices have gone up 100% since Obama's been president. This year alone, meat is up 6% due to this regulation that they have, these over-regulators. And now they want to curb where people like Cliven Bundy can keep his cattle going. So if they curb where the cattle can go, then there'll be no cattle. The price of cattle will go up, the price of meat will go up again. Or it's just outrageous. They're doing this intentionally, this controlled economy, and they're putting more people at peril. You're talking about energy prices up 26% since last year. 26%! My God! That's unbelievable! That's some people are paying enough in oil that's equal to their rent, in heat and electricity. It's just outrageous. There are 100 million Americans on some sort of federal assistance. 100 million people on food stamps and insurance or whatever else that they've got. That's a third of the country, and it's growing. It's not going the other way. And they lie, and they talk about unemployment, and it's the Constitution. It's the answer. It's the solution. The solution is the Constitution. But no. Anybody that supports the Constitution and the Constitution, we're called right-wing radicals, extremists, because we want to actually truly have liberty and freedom, and not just talk about it and give, talk out of one side, both sides of your mouth, and all of that, and give all of this verbal masturbation, which is all it is. That's all it is. All these Obama talking about the Constitution, it's disgusting. He even uses it in a sentence. It's unbelievable what's going on in this country. Embracing communism, calling Mandela, the whole world, everyone thinks he's beautiful, he's wonderful. He was also a communist, a tyrant. These people, tyrants, you're putting in high esteem. Che Guevara, Hugo Chavez. Oh, what a great man he was. Look what happened in Venezuela. Oh, that's because of the regime change after he died. Oh, really? No, it's the policies. Everything takes time, ladies and gentlemen. The policies are now, you can't blame Bush anymore. He just contend Bush is a war criminal too. He should be put up on war charges. In fact, all of these people, Holder, Obama, Biden, Boehner, all should be impeached because they're not doing the work of the people. And they should be put on charges of treason for basically for working for the enemy. Multinational corporations and outside interests that want to destroy the sovereignty of this nation. And now they demonize patriots who want to restore constitutional Republican government, which is what's meant to be, where the laws are against the government, not against the people. How did we come from a government that was set up where the government was restricted so it cannot infringe upon the rights of the people, and it would be only served to protect the people and their rights and their property. That's the only purpose of government. That's it. But no, we're going to put laws in place and subjugate the people. The Constitution is this, and you're looking at the laws against the people are stacked a mile high. Why? Why is there regulation? Why does Tyson Foods get preferential treatment, okay, over a smaller chicken distributor when it comes to regulations? And they'll put them out of business or fine them out of business for a small fraction of the amount of complaints they might have. And Tyson gets a pass. They don't even get a fine. Just like the criminal Holder, Eric Holder, selective enforcement. And that's what it is. Like sending the IRS on the American people. Because look, there is truly a plot, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a joke. I don't do this for my health here. I don't do this I mean, this is not like something that I enjoy. Let's put it that way, okay? This is something that must be done because I know something. And now that you know something, you better damn well do something about it too. Because this is far beyond understanding that you think this is just a freaking movie? You think everything you watch on television is true? You think that everything is going on that they tell you is the truth? You think that everything you do is going to be all right? Your money's going to be there when you retire and keep putting more money into it? There's actually a website called Feed the Pig. It's called Feed the Pig. Put money in for retirement. Feed the Pig. Does that state anything to you right in your face? Feed the pig. Well, maybe the pig's going to be slaughtered, and all of your money, the blood, is going to render out onto the ground. That's it. We are being victimized by these criminals. Every single year, nothing goes our way. It's all a lie, and everyone's complicit. How can you be so complacent? Your complacency makes you complicit. Absolutely. Because now you know. This isn't a joke. You go and try. See, that's the problem. There's no initiative for somebody to go to school and learn some sort of trade or anything like that and go into business for themselves. It's impossible. You can't get through the red tape, the hoops. They made it so that you have to go work for somebody. They make it very difficult. Only a small amount of people can do that. People that have the money. You can't get a loan, especially if it's a new business. No one will give you anything. It should be the opposite. It should be everybody should be encouraged to be entrepreneurial, to start their own business, to create jobs. It shouldn't be so hard. It's so hard, and I know this because I work in a business where I see business owners on a daily basis, and I see how they're struggling. And there is no money for these people to pay a higher wage. They're just struggling to survive. And they say, no, we're just gonna raise the minimum wage, but the damn to everything else. It doesn't work economically. It doesn't work. Now the media is completely behind the New World Order. This entire idea of, and they embrace everything. They embrace global warming. They embrace diversity. All of these wonderful sounding things that are really just a fraud. They're just a huge fraud. It's not just a little fraud. We're talking about the bigger the lie, the more it's easier it is for the people to believe. And that's exactly what's happened. Hitler said it, and it's very true. And it is absolutely true. And that's what we're going through here, ladies and gentlemen. Every day, there's something that goes against us. We're being spied on by the NSA. That was a conspiracy theory. I remember people telling me I was crazy when I started doing this. They're not doing anything like that. Really. It's so much worse than anybody can imagine. And whatever you think you can imagine it is, it's even worse than that. This is the world we're living in. Do not be blind to it. Don't just turn on TV and watch these mindless reality shows and all these things to divert you and distract you from your victimization. And then, of course, they lie to you in the media, on the news. It's like they only give certain information. You don't get any of this information out there. None of the truth. It's all, put up in this whole, category of conspiracy theory when it's not. On Saturday, August 4th, 1990, the Senate passed Imagine this, at 3:30 in the morning, okay, on a Saturday morning, passed Senate Bill 2834, which was the Senate Intelligence Authorization Act for fiscal year 1991. Now, like the National Defense Authorization Act, it just continues to be renewed each year. What does this do? Well, this bill was fundamentally changes the constitutional system and basically destroys the foundation of our nation. Since attention has been focused upon the Middle East crisis, the public and most congressmen know nothing about the bill. The bill was fraudulently introduced as a reform to prevent future incidents of the abuses brought to light during the Iran-Contra scandal. Instead of preventing future abuses, however, it virtually authorizes essentially every abuse. The bill was carefully brought up to a vote by Senator Sam Nunn in the dead of night when the opposition was gone. It effectively transfers most authority over the United States government directly into the hands of the president, and that thus, of course, directly in the hands of the secret government. The president is given the power to initiate war, appropriate public funds, define foreign policy goals, and decide what is important to our national security. Did you hear that? Decide what is important to our national security. So make no mistake about it, we have a serious problem here. It gives the president power to initiate covert actions, as now we know. Prevents Congress from stopping the president's initiation of covert actions. It allows the president to use any federal department, agency, or entity to operate or finance a covert operation. I mean, I can go on and on. And this was back in 1990. And it's been, of course, every single year it's renewed, just like the National Defense Authorization Act. Calling all, look, they made the MIAC report saying all returning veterans and or potential terrorists, if you fly a Gadsden flag like I have, a Don't Tread on Me flag, that makes me a radical right-wing crazy person. Right? No. I just, don't tread on me. It's that simple. It is the fact that we have our constitutional rights and we will stand by them. You know, we send soldiers to die for corporations that they call national security, which is nothing less than financial security for the corporations and the greasers that grease the politicians that are our leaders. You put in another one of these problems like, I don't know, crashing of the economy again, the stock market, the dollar, anything that would cause stifling. All they're doing is all their programs are designed to stifle the economy, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a battle, literally a battle. Because the truth of the matter is that government, and we have to get back on a gold standard. That's when the most prosperity can be achieved. Some form of a standard where the government is limited to how much money it can spend, and a balanced budget amendment. These are basically what we need. We need three things. And this country will, in 5 years, you'd be surprised how amazing this country would turn out. First of all, end the Federal Reserve System completely. End the income tax. That's all part of one. 2, tie the dollar to gold or some sort of a resource. It could be gold, it could be natural resources. Diamonds even, technically, and all that kind of stuff. But just tie it to something, not paper. Gold is probably the most likely thing. Now, if this happens, of course, they're going to discover that they've been stealing the gold and all the banks will be seized and we maybe get our world back because they deserve their property to be seized. What happens if you were a drug dealer and you get caught in your home and you have drugs in your home? They take your home and all your property, all your assets, don't they? They seize them. Asset forfeiture, right? Yet, you're looking at the same situation with criminal fraud of the banks doing laundering drug money to the tune of $300 billion and getting slapped on the wrist with a $100 million fine. Why weren't their assets seized? Drug laundering $300 billion. Now, you just got to start to ask yourself. You got to start to say, wait a minute, how come this is going on? Can you understand that it's all together, it all works, it all fits into the same little puzzle? That there's a reason, because we're run by criminals. We have to take back our government. Our government is run by criminals. Eric Holder decides what laws he's going to enforce and ignores everything else. He tells you what he's going to get. He's going to get your guns, basically. That's all he cares about. He's on, again, these people are